So the person asked this. Music is meant to teach. Because God says singing to yourself in psalms, hymns and spiritual songs, exhorting one another. Music is supposed to teach. That's one thing. Music must be didactic, teach. That is what we learn. So why do we have instrumental music for tithe and offering? Then the Bach write music rightly. Because J.S. Bach, his pieces, his classical pieces have no words, right? Do you understand the question, Shama Maria? The question is this. Now, if whatever we do in church is supposed to teach, the music, the singing, the music is supposed to teach us. Now, but what about just pure music? Someone just play a music piece. Does it teach you anything? You just hear someone, the pianist, play a music piece. Does it teach you anything? Okay, Maggie say no. So why do we do it? How can we worship God? So the pianist, during offertory, the pianist only play a music piece, right? So is there any value? Does it teach us? What do you think? Cornelius? Don't know. But when we sing, does it teach us? There are words, right? So we learn something from the song, right? But it's just a music piece. Now, that is why even during offertory, who plays the piano for tonight? Even during offertory, that piece must still teach us. It must not be there to entertain us. Ooh, offertory time. The pianist said, I want to play something very flowery, and then you sit there like, okay, I'm very entertained now, I give money. No, right? You're supposed to listen, and it's supposed to teach us. That is why I always tell the pianist, choose a piece. If you're playing, choose a piece that people are familiar with. So this morning, Auntie Sharon played a piece. What do you play?
Is your all on the altar?
Is your all on the altar of sacrifice laid? How many of you roughly know these hymns and some of the words? Huh? Most of us know, right? We know the words roughly. So when you play that, then what happens to your mind when you're there? After offertory, you don't start to wonder, alright? Veronica, don't wonder. Right? You pay attention, then you think of, when the pianist is playing that piece in your heart, you're thinking of the words of the hymn. Emily, what is the first verse of that verse? Is your all, or the chorus? Is your all on the altar of sacrifice laid? Your heart? That's the spirit control, right? She knows it. So when the pianist choose a piece that's familiar, then during offertory you're praying in your heart. Please, our offertory is a time when you pray. You meditate and be thankful to God. Understand? Are you listening? Shama Maria, what are you supposed to be doing during offertory? You sing it in your heart to God. Okay, you're thinking of the words. So that's why, now if a pianist choose something that we hardly sing, something like Jesus went to Cana marriage. I think there was something like that. Have we sung it before? No. Any use when the pianist play that? Because there's no words in our mind, right? We can't meditate, it doesn't teach us anything. So that is what we do. Actually the best is to swing. I think most of the churches sing. Maybe one day we should start singing. Okay? So that is the, I hope I answer whoever asked that question. Now the next, now Bach, they say, so J.S. Bach wrote classical music. So did J.S. Bach do something wrong? Now remember, we are talking about worship music, understand? Worship music. During worship service, it must fulfill that purpose. J.S. Bach wrote some pieces that were sung in church with words. For example, now some pieces J.S. Bach wrote for secular world. He just write classical music, that's all. Then we listen. That's it. Okay, so I'm not saying that J.S. Bach did something wrong by writing secular pieces. We're not saying that. Yeah.
I think he did do something wrong because classical music has order and it's not like pop music or whatever.
Okay, so Noah said, I think J.S. Bach did something wrong.
Oh no, didn't.
Didn't. Okay, didn't do anything because Bach music was very orderly, right? Very orderly. So that's why his music is proper music. For those who came for the music session, What is bad music? How do we classify? It's a telltale sign. This is music of the world. This is pop music, jazz music, rock music. They have one very typical characteristic. What is it? Cornelius. Hey, Taylor. They have what? They have triplet notes. Well, in a sense, yes, they like to add a lot, a lot of triplet, and also triplets running, yes, in a sense, but something very obvious. Samuel, are you sure you know?
Yeah.
What is it?
Clothing. Clothing.
What's that?
Clothing. How they do it.
Clothing. Yeah, it affects their clothing, yes, it affects the way they dress, but there is a characteristic. Come on. Joshua. Syncopation, very typical, yes. Rhythm, yes. Music has rhythm, but the rhythm is syncopated. Yes. No.
Does time signature have to do with it?
No, time signature is generally alright. Yeah, sometimes you have very weird time
So
signature.
like say 7/8.
7/8, I was thinking of that. 7/8, is it common? Very weird, right? Right, so 7/8, for example, those are very strange, very typical. Yes, Samuel, you have a question?
Words. Words.
Words, very good. Words also. Now, what is syncopation? I want to make sure you understand. What is syncopation? Normal, regular music. Jennifer, normal, regular music, where is the emphasis of the beat? First, second, third, fourth. Jennifer didn't understand. Yes, Cornelius. Taylor. 1 and 3, very good. Typically is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 3. That's the regular music. Bach music, classical music, proper ones are like that. Emily, what would be the syncopated rhythmic music? Pop music, jazz music. 2 and 4. It shifts, especially to 2 and 4. It shifts. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then you start dancing, right? That is how it make you dance, okay? So that's the big difference. So please understand that. So you may, now if a piece of Christian music with Christian words, but they use syncopated rhythm, should we use it? Why? No, why?
No, because it's the rhythm is wrong.
The rhythm is wrong. These are pop, rock music kind of writing, okay? So that's why we don't use it. Alright, so I hope we answered this question. Now, what do we have here? Top 5 reasons why church dropouts, what church dropouts say, why they stop attending church. Now please remember 66% of, well, I take the American view, they are the most readily available results, they stop attending church at least a year after turning 18. So from